What up, YouTube? This is Matt here with Pancakes, aka my little niglet. Yay. It's like...
Holy shit, that thing's so long.
It is. It's like 2 o'clock in the goddamn morning on a Wednesday. And second clicks. So, we are here to profile Jacob's deck from regionals that happened on the 11th. Jacob went 5-2, taking 10th place. Unfortunately, due to the fact that we only had like 78 players.
Because Aldo dropped, that's why I didn't get top 8. Fuck you, Aldo. Thanks.
Thanks, Aldo.
Bastard.
You son of a bitch. But anyways, he's not too mad about it. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so we got 10th place, losing the tiebreakers, whatever. Because we didn't have 100 people, it didn't break the top 16. Had we had 100 people, this little fool would have his invite, and he'd be smiling. So yeah, anyways, it's a counter fairy build. It's not like my permission build. It's quite different, actually. It is in random sleeves because we took it apart and then decided to do a profile because we're just cool like that. So, Pancakes, go ahead and take us away. You're good right there.
Right there?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. So first we have 3 Bountiful. This is the draw card of the deck. When you activate and counter trap resolves, right? Has a resolve to get draw.
Yeah. When counter trap, it doesn't matter who activates it though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who activates it. You get a draw. So counters being most of the deck, you draw a lot at 16, 17. So good attack, good D. I mean, not crazy beefy, but still and it's a light.
It's a light. Triple Thunder King.
Thunder King, 19 beat stick, stop searches, which the big searches now are Dark Soul and Pot of Duality.
And then gadgets,
and gadget, all the deck types and shit like that. But and it also, you could pitch it to stop a special summon, stop Synchro, stop Cyber Dragon, stop shit like that. Dad, JD, and again, it's a light, so you could use Honest.
Word.
It'd be Nom Nom.
Nom Nom.
Next, Double Breaker.
Oh my god.
OMGs. Breaker helped a lot. Helped bait out warnings if they have multiple back row. And then also when it comes into play, it's a 19 beat stick and then drops down to 16 when you remove the counter. Pretty good. The main use still was bait for warnings.
Warning, bottomless, and shit like that,
yeah. Because if they hit your breaker, oh well, and you get Artemis out next turn, you want your Artemis to go off.
Yeah, you need Artemis to resolve.
Double Honest, because out of the 17 monsters, all but 5 are light, I think, so that's pretty good. And the 19 wall.
19D is pretty good.
It seems like it's relevant a lot more than it should be. It's sad.
Sad but true.
But it happens.
Yeah.
Double Vandangly parts. The Dark Dragon Lord.
And all his dangly part glory.
Yeah, the fact that it's 28-25 and it's a free summon is freaking ridiculous. Add to the fact that it has effects for what it negates. All 3 effects are really good. What the spell does, 15 burn, the trap destroys a card, and the effect special summons you a monster. So I mean, you could get field presence in every way except the spell, and the spell does burn damage, so whatever.
And 15's pretty relevant.
Yeah, 15 could be the difference.
Especially with warnings and shit.
Yeah, between like them being able to use their warning and shit like that. Anyway, so yeah, and 25D. I had this book during the regional, and the person forgot to look at the D and attacked into it, and then they were sad-faced. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, it happens.
Double DD War Lady. Good monster removal. There's like 3 like good-sized beat dicks. I said it.
OMG.
Oh, beat sticks. There we go. In the deck. So it's like you need like some monster removal. Also, they're light, which I mean you could Honest
if you needed to,
just to be like fuck you, get in that damage.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so double cyber because it's cyber.
Machina's big.
Yeah, helps against Machina, helps against straight gadgets, anything that's machine based. Also, it's bait for bottomless and I guess warning if they're feeling froggy.
Feeling froggy, leap, beach, sleep.
Yeah, so free summon could help you get out your normal summon. Chimera Tech shit. They're also a light for honest, so they be nom noms on honest.
Word.
3, I was running 3 for a little bit, but it felt really cloggy. And then last but not least, Spirit Reaper.
Don't fear the Reaper, boys and girls.
Shit, this be so epic. Also, this adds the bluff for is it Warrior Lady or not? Because, I mean, I don't know. And
you get to rip a card from their hand.
And you get to rip the card. I actually use the rip card almost every match. Because it's like you use things like Thunder King and then, Divine Warnings. Or Divine Wrath, excuse me. Divine Wrath, I can't fucking talk.
Solemn Warnings.
Anything that stops their summon, they have no field. You could turn this to attack and then start ripping shit from their hand.
Which is fun.
Which is really, really fun. And then not have to necessarily worry about the repercussions except damage. Leaving it in attack mode. Anyway, so that's monsters. That's 17 monsters. Just the amount of, it feels like there's enough stall in the deck to, get away with 17 monsters. I mean, it's not really that low, but I don't know, it's low enough. Anyways, double duality, because Matt had to.
Word.
And why not?
Why not?
I think this is the only reason that I'm not going to run the deck, after the regionals, because I don't really think it's going to be good without dualities. It just adds a lot of, the whole, cherry picking thing. You get your monster. You get that one card you need. You get that one card you need to, have your shit start going off.
Giggity.
Yeah. And the whole limit on special summon thing really isn't that, relevant. Okay, you could stop your Cyber Dragon plays, you could stop your Monster Reborn plays, and you could stop your Van Dangly part. But even then, it's not really, it shouldn't affect you. Anyways, yeah, so double. I'd run Trip. Should be hot.
Trip tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Book. I wasn't running Book, but last minute I took him out, and I was pretty satisfied with double Book. The fact that you're lacking a large amount of monsters with high attack makes it so you could play Book defensively. Also, you could play aggro. But Book is Book.
Book is Book.
It'd be hot. Then staples for the format are staples. Cards are broke.
Yeah, if I have to explain Dark Hole and Monster Reborn to you, go play Pokemon.
Okay, so I really want thoughts on Monster Reborn, actually, because my thoughts, I really don't think it's a balanced card.
Obviously.
All regionals, pretty much every time I've seen Dark Hole played, it was when the player that played it didn't have a field and the opponent just made a big play, so they had multiple cards. So it's always at least a +1. Brian seems to think it's a balanced card, and he's gonna argue with this. I'm gonna get called on that shit. And then Reborn, we replace Brain Control, a Saki card with a cost, with Monster Reborn, a Saki card without a cost. Just saying. So that's what, 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 spells.
The meat of the deck.
And then, yeah, this is the goodness of the deck. Trip Bribe.
Bribe.
Stops your opponent's spells and traps. The whole drawing a card off of it really isn't that big of a deal with this deck, because either you have Artemis out and you're getting a draw also, so the hands keep equal, you're not losing hand advantage, or you have enough other counter traps back row to stop whatever out your opponent might draw.
You're at 9:30.
Okay, so yeah, Trip Bribe, double Chivalry. This card was rarely dead all day. Really good. Stops Clute. Stops Honest. Stops set Dandelion, stops set Dark Soul, stops Emmersblade,
Stops Raikou,
stops Raikou. This
Phaser,
stops
stops the Gorz, stops
Gorz, Trag.
Trag. Yeah, all the above.
It stops a lot of things that you would have to waste your Divine Wraths on, and this doesn't have a cost.
Right.
So, I mean, this could just chill back row, you know, and then be like, boom, gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Let's move on.
Double Warning. I actually think that I could have played Trip Warning if I would have thought about it a little more. I really, like, underestimated this card. Like, I knew it was good, but, like...
It's just too amazing.
It's so damn good. And there's Jesus on the card.
Jesus and his super fine bitches.
Word. Anyways, so, yeah, you should know what this card is by how relevant it already is in the format. Double 7 tools. 7 tools was actually really important. Stop your opponent's trap stun, which like might sound like a waste of life points, but when you're in the position where you have like 4 or 5 back row and it's all going to be dead unless you pay 1,000, it's definitely worth it. Also, with cards like Warning and pretty much any trap that has a cost, like odds are if they pay 2,000 with Warning, you pay 1,000 to stop their effect. I mean, you're still like 1,000 up, like versus what they paid. Also stops Decrees, which is like
kill the deck.
Yeah. Anyways, so double those, double drains. Like I don't like necessarily like this card, but I think it's necessary.
Yep.
Like it seems like this isn't really like a super spell heavy format. Like I'm seeing a lot more traps. So like odds are you're gonna get the negation off, or they're gonna be -1 on their hand.
Yep.
So I mean, I don't like it, but it's necessary. Double Wrath. Stable counter stable.
Word.
The reason no trip is because Chivalry does like half the job, I guess.
Word.
So yeah. More monster answers because it needs more monster answers.
Word.
Meh. I like this card over, well, I don't know if I'd say over Bottomless, but I'd rather use this in place of Bottomless, like for this double slot. Giggity. I think it's because it doesn't have that destroy line. So if there's an instant where your opponent gets Stardust off and you can't do anything, you got this. Or just random shit is random. Force, more monster answers, and Solemn. Because Moses and his fine bitches say no. Then quick, what time?
They're at 12:50.
Okay. Fossil Dine, I won with this card.
Side deck.
Yeah, side deck. Aldo, sup. He had Gorz in his hand, and I knew he had Gorz in his hand. Went into Goyo, and then dropped this in attack, and then he folded.
Correct.
Or I hit him for game. Whichever came first, I can't remember. Yeah, so I would run double if I had double at the time, which I had access to double, I just forgot. Whatever. Double Crow.
Double Crow's Crow.
Yeah, Crow's Crow, Stable Crow. Same thing with these. Stable cards are stable. Well, okay.
Kind of stable.
Kind of stable. Meh. Trap Eater.
Did you actually use Trap Eater at all?
Nope.
Okay, so I can go out.
Yeah.
Word.
It'd be nom though.
It'd be fine.
Stops Decree.
Word.
Same thing with MST. Gets rid of Decree, and then you could tie it in with against any deck that is back row dependent, such as decks that are back row dependent.
Yes.
Pulling.
Double Rugs are double.
Yeah. Double Rugs, double stops Gadget, stops Monarch, stops. I actually even sided against Saber because Bogart.
You have a minute.
Okay. Boom. Solo Foot for GBs and shenanigans and their counters, and oppression because it's oppression.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was my deck for regionals. I went 5-2, got 10th place. I was satisfied with the build. I think it needs some improvement. And
A third pot, maybe?
Yeah, third pot would be good. Trip Warning would be good, and then just some fine-tuning from there. I mean, I liked a lot of the options. But anyways, yeah, this Team HOC is my permission deck. Don't zoom in on my face. Anyways, yes, permission deck. Don't really think it's kind of fairies considering it only mains 5 fairies.
You're a fairy.
Fuck you. Anyways.
So, 10 seconds.
Okay. Team HSC, peace.
Word.